Well, I hope you have some room left in your brains and in your hearts to receive my words. I'm the last in row before the coffee break. But I have only 7 slides and just one word for you to take with you, and that's the word transition. And it's maybe a little bit abstract, but it might help you to think not only in your own project, but in the whole society, what is going on. It's about transition on prisoners, first of all, but also very important, the prison system, and of course, the society. Well, the challenge is, well, as an NGO, we are not interested in recidivism and costs, etc. We are interested in looking for people to make them happy, to come at their destination. But if you go into the society, it's about tackling recidivism. It's about building a safer society. Of course, we are also interested in this, but mostly we are focused on how can we help people to become happy. Or the cost of crime related to crime. They are enormous, enormous. The police, the court, the prison, insurance, etc. So you can make a very good business case of this, what it costs, your project, what is the impact of this, and how much does it save the society. And last but not least, also being the system instead of blaming the system. I will come back later on this. So this is the call for transition. And transition, well, it's a hot word, so to say, in our society, and it is a structural change in society, a result of developments in our economy, the culture, technology, nature, environment, and of the public administration, and their interaction. I'm aware this is difficult to recall, so you may, well, forget it or read it later. But, well, as I also said, it's one of the topics of transition right now is energy, the way we talk about using fuel, for example, non-fossil, and we want to get rid of fossil energy. And working, COVID changed our world. What happened? It's going itself, it looks. I'm not in control. But this is maybe also what we need to learn, that it's not always possible to be in control, but to give trust. But also the way we work nowadays is totally different than, let's say, 5 years ago. Of our staff, we work with 700 people, and 650 are unpaid colleagues, our volunteers, but the rest who works, let's say 30 full-time equivalent, 50% of the time they work at home, and I think it is in Czech Republic the same. So it's also a transition to another way of working. And what I have learned from one leading guy in the Netherlands who was leading the energy transition, he said, if you want to explain to someone who is not known with transition, I always use this one, you are not in the traffic jam, but you are the traffic jam. So what you see there at the right, it's not, you phone, oh, I'm a little bit later, sorry, I'm in the traffic jam. But actually you need to say, I am the traffic jam. So take this also with you, because it's not easy to understand directly. For me, it also takes still, well, weeks and months, and every time when I write it down or look at it, okay, I'm a part of the problem, but also of the solution, taking responsibility. It's not only on the prisoners to take responsibility, but also for us as society. Then, now I make it a little bit more concrete. This is one of our meetings, our happenings inside the prison. So not in a hotel or in a church or in a nice place somewhere, but this is the meeting we had in our APAC facility. And This is the Director General, you'll see, and all kinds of people from foundations and business. And the facilitator was a prisoner who was serving the center, his sentence and doing his time there. And it's so important that if we want to help prisoners to transform, to being transformed, it's important to be it on the place where they are. This is so important. We as society, we put people in the prison, and I'm also not an abolitionist. I'm a lawyer. I used to work for several years at the Court of Appeal, so at the other side of justice. But I'm also convinced that if you want to change people, don't ask them too many questions, but go to them and be in the prison. This is so fruitful. We had our project, it's called the Compagnie. This is the prison very close to Rotterdam, 450 places. And, well, I make this blue, but actually it was on this side. We had our wing, so this is the wing, with 30 cells. It looks very empty, but, well, there are some strict rules to see the pictures of the prisoners. So I have this one, although we will see some pictures. For example, here we discovered 10 success elements, so to say. And the focus from the very beginning was on leaving the prison with a job. So everything what we organized was how to get a job. And also a prisoner who said, I want to participate in your program, we asked them also, are you willing to work afterwards in a job? And this is very, very important. It's also taking responsibility, not only responsibility personally, but also as a group. And we also find out in the 6 years we were possible to run this project, that it is so enormous important that also the group has responsibility. So every 2 weeks we were sitting down with the prisoners and my staff, without the people from without the guards. So at the right side you see 3 people standing. It's one of my colleagues, it's a prisoner, and also the guards. And this also symbolizes the 3 parties working together for just one goal, the reintegration of this prisoner. But coming back to this point, responsibility, this guard, he is responsible for the safety in his wing, together with his colleagues. So they also share all kinds of information. He's not feeling well, he's not behaving well, and they have maybe some more information. There's also a lot of tension because what Toby has also said about the culture and the subculture, we were a small part of the prison, but they had also to work at the other side of the prison. So they also saw their old inmates. And there was also sometimes some tension or, well, you are a weak person, you must be very tough and don't go to such a project like that. So there's always tension, also tension of, because there was a lot of freedom on our wing, they had everyday possibilities to Skype with the family for 7 minutes. The doors were open from in the morning 7 o'clock till 9:30 in the evening. And also, last but not least, the courtyard, the place where they can have fresh air inside the prison, was also open till 9:30. So sometimes it happened that people throw over the wall a telephone, for example, or drugs, etc. So there was also, from time to time, pressure on our prisoners to be very helpful. But responsibility is very important because we can offer all kinds of things and we can try to control, but the most important thing is that they know they have something very precious and that they control each other and also make them accountable. Volunteers, well, it has been said over the last 2 days, and I fully agree. They are so important. They offer their free time during the prison and also after imprisonment. And they were guests at, as you can see at the lower picture, we are eating every day at 5:30, the meal cooked by the prisoners, and then my colleagues were eating there, but also the guards and the prisoners at one table. Well, we call it SOS course. It's the Sycamore Tree project. It's on victim empathy and also taking responsibility. This project is also important in keeping the job. Getting the job is one, and which is not that easy. But more important is how to maintain the job for endurance. And also this course is very important because in 8 courses you speak about what happened, and it was when our prisoners wanted to be in this project, we also said, yes, welcome, but this is obligatory, so you need to go through this course. And well, many people say, for example, yes, I have done some drugs deals and actually I have no real victim. Of course, you have victims. And also many prisoners, they will say, oh, my family, they are a victim of the system. I cannot see my children, my wife is at home and the bills, etc. How can they pay? Well, it's not a victim of the system, it's a victim of your behavior. And it's good if people start realizing this. But also it is a fantastic help, a tool, by sitting down and to discuss all kinds of things instead of going away or using your fists. This one is also very important, my company plan. It's the personal business plan. When we started, and I visited in 2002 Itaúna, it was for me an eye-opener, and well, what I said yesterday, for 12 years I was thinking and lobbying on it. And then, well, we could start the program without any experience. So experience is not the most important thing. But what I discovered after 6 weeks or so, it looked like a holiday camp because, well, it was the prisoner said, I'm coming from the jungle to a very quiet place. Nice food, nice people, I can leave my room open, nobody is stealing this. The food is good, I have a Skype possibility every day with my family, I can say some nice words to my children. I can walk outside until 9:30. But then we said, okay, we're missing something, and this is that they are. It's not our project, it's not our plan. It is your opportunity for the new future, and this is very important. That it is not our project, but their responsibility. So then we developed a personal business plan, so to say, and this prisoner has to write down, what do you want to achieve? What are you dreaming of? How can we help? What about debts? What about housing? What about your family? All kinds of questions. And also in this company plan, the volunteer is very essential because he or she was every week sitting down, and then every month my colleagues, my paid staff also went through this plan. Then the restoration of relationships, briefly, for example, after 2 years we got the opportunity to invite also the mothers, the relatives and the children on this prison wing, which was very unique. At the beginning they said, well, do I like to be that my wife is here, that my child is here, but it turned out to be fantastic also because, for example, small things with a great value, children could see that the drawing they made was really on the cell of daddy. Small things, but of enormous value. And that the women, they saw, okay, my husband is with good guys and not so she can sleep better and have more rest. The businesses in prison also very essential. Businessmen, actually every day there were visitors from outside, judges, probation services, and all kinds of visitors also from abroad. The volunteers, but also very essential, regular getting businessmen in the prison. And this is so, even if the businessman cannot offer a job, it is a very strong signal to the convict that somebody is interested in him and listens to him. And well, if it is a businessman who has never been in prison, he goes out in prison totally different with stories, and that not all the prisoners are bad guys. So he goes in his own network. And so we were able to give job to 90 prisoners. Education and training from us, but also from the prison. Mental and physical health, it also has been said yesterday by Valdesi. And then also the last thing, a small thing, but of enormous value. It's also from the literature, especially from the Good Lives model. You are not a number in prison, but it's human valorization. We call them by the first name. And it's funny, although we didn't ask the prisoners, but from time to time they came to us and say, this is the first time when I was in prison that really I feel being respected and uplifted as a person. Well, I can talk for hours and hours, but I think oh, wait, going back, this one. Yes. There was also two research on this project, one by the Ministry of Justice saying the methodology you are using and what you are doing, they synchronize, so it is good. And then also a second is called social return on investment. And that says that if you invest €1 in this project, it saves the community €3.20. Well, this is my last slide. Of course, if you are from here, you know this famous statue of the three saints, John, Ivan, and Felix, I believe. The prisoners are here. It's from the old ages. But I was reflecting on this during my walk on Wednesday, and how can this be a symbol of transition? It is on the bridge, so it might be bridging the transition. At that time, they were buying and freeing Christians in captivity. Now, this is not necessary nowadays, but I think some essential things in the society, and if you think about transition, solidarity and social cohesion, the Good Lives model, what I also mentioned, Tony Ward and Maruna, is so important. And also that we say the prisoner is one of us, is not the bad guy in prison, but it is one of our society. And what I said, recidivism is not a problem of the society, of the state, but of the society. Then I quote Thomas Halleck. I hope I pronounced it well. Thomas Halleck? Almost. It's precisely the transformations of transition, crisis and trials that challenge us to find new ways and possibilities for a deeper understanding and what is essential. So it's not easy, but I hope it encourages you a little, and also with the other stories, to continue with these things. So, well, it's not on the screen, but I had something in Czech. Děkuji za pozornost.